Welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber CCISO Prepcast. This series helps you prepare for the exam with focused explanations and practical context. Strategic security architecture plays a vital role in ensuring that security is embedded in enterprise systems from the ground up. Rather than bolting on controls as an afterthought, mature organizations plan for security as a foundational element of their enterprise architecture. This approach ensures that protection scales effectively across departments, platforms, and transformation initiatives. Strategic security frameworks help organizations align technical planning with business goals, providing clarity and consistency in risk management. They also guide investment decisions, governance processes, and long-term planning. As digital systems evolve rapidly, structured security architecture ensures that controls are adaptable and traceable. The CISO must champion strategic architecture efforts to promote governance, prioritize controls based on business value, and ensure that security outcomes support enterprise objectives. The CISO's responsibilities in strategic architecture begin with sponsorship. Whether frameworks are led by enterprise architects or security architects, the CISO helps define the goals, metrics, and alignment between architecture and enterprise risk management. This includes integrating security into broader enterprise architecture and technology planning efforts, not treating it as a separate track. The CISO ensures that security architecture frameworks such as TOGAF or SABSA are not only adopted but operationalized into daily practice. This means translating abstract models into real-world implementation guidance, governance procedures, and investment justifications. The CISO also communicates the purpose and value of security architecture to executive leadership, building support for cross-functional collaboration and funding. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other podcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. TOGAF, or the Open Group Architecture Framework, is one of the most widely used enterprise architecture methodologies. It is a comprehensive general-purpose framework that addresses multiple architecture layers: business, data, application, and technology. At the heart of TOGAF is the Architecture Development Method, or ADM, a repeatable cycle that guides architects through requirement gathering, design, implementation, and governance. TOGAF includes deliverables, templates, and governance models that can be customized to fit organizational needs. While TOGAF is not a security-specific framework, it treats security as a cross-cutting concern. This means that security considerations should be integrated into every phase of the ADM lifecycle, from architecture vision to change management. For security leaders, TOGAF provides structure, integration, and a common language for working with enterprise architecture teams. Integrating security into TOGAF requires deliberate planning and engagement. Security teams should participate in each phase of the ADM cycle, especially during initial phases that define scope, requirements, and risk. Security architecture artifacts, including current and target state models, gap analyses, and control mappings, should be developed in parallel with other architecture deliverables. Collaboration with enterprise architects ensures that security concerns are not siloed but treated as foundational design inputs. Security professionals must identify stakeholder concerns early to avoid redesigns or miss requirements later. Alignment with organizational change initiatives is also essential. Security must support, not delay, strategic transformation. The CSIO ensures that security is not simply included in architecture diagrams but mapped clearly to business outcomes, risk priorities, and control frameworks. SAFPA, or Sherwood Applied Business Security Architecture, is a security-specific architecture framework that starts with business risk and maps forward to technical controls. It is designed to ensure that every control and policy decision has a clear business justification. The SABSA model is built around 6 layers: contextual, conceptual, logical, physical, component, and operational. These layers allow architects to trace requirements from the boardroom to the firewall. The framework includes tools such as traceability matrices, security policy models, and governance dashboards. SABSA emphasizes starting with business drivers such as regulatory compliance, intellectual property protection, or market trust, and using those drivers to shape security architecture. Unlike some frameworks that focus on technical implementation, SABSA prioritizes business alignment, risk mitigation, and architectural traceability. When applying SABSA to strategic planning, the first step is identifying critical business assets and understanding what risks they face. From there, architects define security attributes that map to business needs, such as confidentiality, availability, or accountability. These attributes guide the development of control objectives and architectural models. The SABSA matrices help connect business needs to security mechanisms, revealing any gaps or redundancy. Architecture teams can then develop reusable patterns, governance models, and performance indicators. SABSA's layered approach enables clarity across different levels of abstraction. Senior leaders can review high-level maps, while implementers work from component diagrams. The CISO ensures that SABSA is used to prioritize controls based on business impact and that the architecture supports ongoing change. TOGAF and SABSA are often compared, and each has strengths depending on organizational maturity and needs. TOGAF is an enterprise-wide framework useful for integrating security into broader IT and business architecture efforts. It is process-driven, emphasizing repeatable cycles and stakeholder alignment. SABSA, by contrast, is security-focused and risk-driven, offering detailed methods for tracing security controls to business outcomes. SABSA provides more prescriptive guidance for developing and governing security architecture. While they differ in focus, the two frameworks are compatible. TOGAF can provide the structural methodology, while SABSA ensures risk and business alignment. The CISO must evaluate the organization's existing architecture maturity and decide whether to adopt one framework, integrate both, or tailor elements from each. Flexibility and contextual fit are more important than rigid adherence to a single model. Implementing strategic security architecture presents several challenges. Success requires collaboration across architecture, security, operations, and business teams. Architectural maturity varies by organization, and some may lack formal processes or documentation. Stakeholder engagement is essential. Security architecture cannot be developed in isolation. Integration with GRC platforms, DevOps pipelines, and ITSM tools ensures architecture is operationalized. Without proper review cycles, architectural models risk becoming outdated or ignored. Tooling and documentation must support visibility, reusability, and auditability. The CISO must provide sponsorship, remove roadblocks, and ensure that architectural efforts remain connected to real-world priorities and not trapped in theoretical exercises. Despite challenges, the benefits of framework-based security planning are substantial. It provides a common language for communication across IT, business, and audit functions. It links security decisions to business value, enabling more informed prioritization and investment. It supports regulatory compliance by providing clear governance, documentation, and justification. It also enhances scalability. Controls and processes can be adapted to new environments, technologies, or regulations with less rework. Perhaps most importantly, strategic architecture supports consistency. By standardizing design principles and control mappings, organizations reduce the risk of duplication, misalignment, or reactive implementation. The CISO leverages architecture frameworks to guide long-term planning, improve communication, and mature the security program with traceable progress. The CCISO exam includes terminology and scenarios related to TOGAF, SABSA, and strategic architecture. Terms such as architecture development method, contextual layer, traceability matrix, and security architecture may appear in questions. Scenarios may require evaluating the suitability of a framework, designing a strategic roadmap, or aligning architecture with enterprise goals. The CISO's responsibilities include sponsoring architecture programs, overseeing governance, and ensuring alignment between business drivers and technical controls. Candidates should understand how to use frameworks to influence investment decisions, support audits, and drive executive communication. Mastery of architecture frameworks enables CISOs to shift from operational firefighting to strategic leadership. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Bare Metal Cyber CISO Prepcast. For more episodes, tools, and study support, visit us at baremetalcyber.com.